In this Tintri demo series session, you'll see Active Directory integration, System Center Virtual Machine Manager integration, and remote offloaded data transfer. I'm Bill Roth. Let's get started. Tintri supports the use of multiple hypervisors at the same time. VMware, OpenStack, Citrix, Red Hat, and Hyper-V, for example. Hyper-V on Tintri begins with Active Directory integration. The VM store gets added as a domain computer. The VM store is assigned an SMB hostname. Hyper-V-enabled hosts access SMB shares based on assigned permissions. Next, we have SCVMM integration. The first part is based on SMIS, which enables transparent storage management. Part 2 is the add-in, which enables Tintri-specific functionality such as data protection and cloning. ODX, offloaded data transfer, is supported within a VM store and between VM stores. Before we dive into the demonstrations, we want to call out support for individual virtual machine management features. These features include snapshots, cloning, protection policies, and Sync VM, which enables the recovery of an entire VM, an individual vDisk, as well as granular file and folder recovery. Last but not least, detailed analytics are available on a per VM basis as well. Let's take a look at the product. We'll start with Active Directory domain membership. Here we see that this VM store is using the AD protocol and has joined a domain named ttucs.tm.tintri.com. Next, we'll take a look at hypervisor managers. Here we can see we have a few vCenter hosts that have been added. And for Hyper-V, we can see that 4 hosts have been added to the VM store. Now we'll take a look at the SMB section. Here we see the assigned SMB host name of the VM store. And we have some Hyper-V SMB shares that have already been configured. We'll select a share named T880VM Share 1, and we can see that 2 hosts have been granted full control. Dell 3 and Dell 4 are Hyper-V enabled hosts. Switching to the Search VM view, note the hypervisor type column. Here we see a number of VMware VMs. We'll specify search criteria to quickly locate a collection of Hyper-V VMs. Right-clicking the VM name DPL-105, we can apply a data protection policy with a variety of schedules and replication if desired. We can also view existing snapshots. Okay, let's move to our SCVMM console. Here we see the current list of providers, where the same Tintri VM store we just looked at is listed. Note that the provider type is SMIS. Selecting File Servers displays a list of SMB shares, the same shares we viewed on the Tintri user interface. Here's the T880 VM Share 1 we looked at earlier. It's easy to create a new share on the Tintri with SCVMM. We provide a name, Test1 for example. We select the classification, Demo in this example, and input a size, 100 gig in this example. And here we see the Test1 share that we just created. It's also easy to apply permissions to the new share. We select VMs and services, right-click the Hyper-V host name Dell 3, and go to Properties. We then select Storage, Add File Share, and then select the Test1 share from the pull-down menu. We click the OK button and we're done. While we're here, we select the DPL-105 VM. This is the same VM we looked at earlier within the Tintri UI. Note that when we selected the VM, it enabled a collection of Tintri-specific functions enabled by the Tintri SCVMM add-in. These functions include Create Snapshot, Create Clone, Protect VM, and View Summary. Here we create a snapshot, we name it Test Snapshot, and select VM Consistency. Switching back to the Tintri UI, we click Settings. We then select the Test1 share we created from within SCVMM. Here we see that full control has been granted to the Dell 3 Hyper-V enabled host as a result of the Add Storage action we took from within SCVMM. We can also see the 100 gig size parameter we entered in SCVMM. Next, we click Refresh and we can see the VM snapshot we created from within SCVMM on the DPL-105 virtual machine. Back in SCVMM, we clear the informational message and click Protect VM. Here we apply a schedule that will create VM consistent snapshots at 2:30 a.m. every day with a 7-day retention period. Next, we select the VM named DPL-102 and click the Create Clone button. We select the snapshot on which to base the clones, the Hyper-V host the clones will be assigned to, and the SMB share in which the clones will reside. We input a name of clone-test, as well as a clone count, 10 clones for example. We can create up to 100 clones in a single operation, but 10 is enough for the purpose of this demonstration. We clear the informational message and can see the cloned VMs begin to appear within SCVMM. While we're here, we select the VM named DPL-Hammer9. This is a VM we've configured for HammerDB load testing. We click on the View Summary button. Here's the Tintri VM summary where we can view snapshots. We see a nice display of the existing snapshots with details such as size, type, consistency, expiration, and clone count. We even have the ability to delete snapshots here. We can also look at the vDisks within this VM. Here we can see the IOPS, throughput, latency, and size for each vDisk. Here's the current RPO value. It's based on the timestamp of the most recent snapshot. And there's more. Current latency, broken into host, network, and storage components. Current IOPS, broken into read and write IOPS. Current throughput, broken into read and write megabytes per second. We also get latency over the last 24 hours. IOPS over the last 24 hours, and throughput over the last 24 hours. We can also see metrics for live and snapshot space consumption. It really is easy to manage Tintri from within SCVMM. Let's add another VM store provider. We select Fabric, right-click Providers, and select Add Storage Devices. Within the wizard, we click SAN and NAS devices discovered by an SMIS provider. We then input the name of a Tintri VM store, a T850 hybrid flash series array in this example. Here we can see that the array has been discovered. Here we can see an existing share that we'll be using in a different demonstration later on. And we're done. Next, we'll create a new share on the T850 provider. We name it Test 2. Select the classification of demo and input a size of 1000 gig. That's it. Here's the share ready for use. Now we'll finish out our suite of demonstrations with remote ODX. We begin by noting the hard drive storage location of a VM named HV-11 within Hyper-V Manager. At present, the hard drive resides on a T880 array in a share named T880 source. Now we'll move the VM storage to a different Tintri array. We select Move and then select Move the virtual machine storage within the Move wizard. Next, we input the new location for the VM storage. The location is on a T850 array within a share named T850 destination. We finish out the wizard and quickly launch the Microsoft Process Monitor. We'll come back to the Process Monitor in a moment. As the move operation is being processed, we then take a look at the destination Tintri array inbound replication traffic. Here's a burst of inbound replication data. The yellow line depicts the logical replication rate. The blue line depicts the actual network replication rate. Efficient Tintri replication technology sends only unique compressed blocks over the network. We bring the wizard and progress bar back into view. The wizard completes, the progress bar closes, and the inbound replication burst is over. It took a little over 1 minute to relocate the VM's hard disk. The recording was not edited to reduce the duration of the remote ODX operation. Post-completion, we revisit the VM settings to confirm that the hard disk location has been updated. Here we see that the array is the T850 and that the share is the T850 destination share. Bringing the Process Monitor console back into focus, note the File System Control offload operations. These serve as evidence that an offloaded data transfer operation took place. Okay, that's it. I'll run through a quick review. We saw the SCVMM integration, where we easily created and managed shares. We created snapshots, created clones, applied a data protection policy, and viewed summary details. We also saw the remote ODX demonstration, where efficient Tintri replication was used to relocate a virtual machine hard disk from a source array to a destination array. And in case you're wondering, the remote ODX feature does not require a replication license. Additional resources are available from support.tintri.com as well as from tintri.com. For Tintri, this is Bill Roth. Thank you.